Welcome back to another juicy episode, baby dolls. Bitcoin has reclaimed $98,000. Waiting to see how is this cycle going to progress. This is the Bitcoin price chart on the 4-hour time frame. It is a bit racist, to be honest, but what's going on here in crypto land? Let's just confirm some things, friends. Where we are in the cycle, assuming the 4-year cycle is going to repeat again for the 4th time, and it has been repeating exactly the same this whole way. From the FTX collapse, the pre-Bitcoin halving run, the post-Bitcoin halving run, not looking at the price deviations. I'm talking about events and synchronicity and everything. It has been running exactly on time. Now, people who say that the 4-year cycle has been different this time, they have been doing it wrong. Okay, and I'm not being light on that. They have been doing it wrong. What do I mean by that? Well, you notice everybody who says that the 4-year cycle has been different this time, okay, what they'll usually do is they'll point to a moving average and they'll use like a 50-day moving average or a 100-day, and they'll say, oh, this cycle has been different because the moving average is moving a bit differently. No. What's actually happened is the 4-year Bitcoin halving rotation, yes, that has been obviously 3.8 years. It's not exactly 4 years, yeah? So that's been happening as normal. However, the 4-year global liquidity cycle, the government debt rollover cycle, which is actually, that's what gives us the 4-year cycle, that has been playing out exactly the same. So, in a nutshell, the Bitcoin halving happening in 2024 and 2020 and 2016 and 2012, okay, the Bitcoin halving happening each of those times was, by pure coincidence, lined up perfectly with the global liquidity cycle. So the governments, they start doing like their debt printing thing. Basically, they make another credit card. They pay off their existing credit card, but that making part, that's printing money. And they do it in the Bitcoin halving year, okay? So maybe I've got one of the years off here and there, but you pretty much get the point. So whether the Bitcoin halving happens in a January or a December of that Bitcoin halving year, it doesn't matter. In that year, the government prints. And that's actually what's given us this 4-year cycle, okay? So we are traversing that right now. So that has actually been playing out exactly to the T, and everything has actually caught up right now. So what comes next? How do we get to the tasty tubes part? Well, what came in the past was, I've written it here, in the past 3 Bitcoin, right, bull run years. So you had 2013, 2017, and 2021. So you walk into January of that year. So 2013 January, 2017 January, 2021 January. Okay, we're exactly where we are right now. A wild unicorn altcoin appears. Something appears in the wild, and it just starts smashing up. All right. Now, as we know, in 2017, that coin was Ethereum. All right. So that's what actually happened. So Ethereum, so Vitalik's Ethereum, it was the first cycle unicorn, of course, back then. Look what I started doing, friends. Look what I started doing. His January, his Feb, and bang, by March, look what I started doing. So actually, it started like going rocket. Here you go. And this was huge, right? Also, I think XRP was part of it as well, okay? But basically, remember, XRP did 650x, and it became 30% of the entire crypto industry dominance in 2017. Can you believe that? Yeah, 30%. $1 in $3 pretty much in the entire crypto market cap was stored in XRP in 2017. Okay, so that was a payment solution narrative. Okay. Now, also interesting, right? See how much the market got it wrong. Ethereum and XRP were payment solutions, but are you using crypto for payment solutions today? Well, actually, you are. Just not the payment solutions that retailers thought would be happening in 2017. They thought payment solutions is in like, oh, we can pay for things. No. Now you're paying for smart contracts and memes and book club tickers and DEX fees and stuff. You're paying for a different type of payment. It's a whole new paradigm of paying, okay? So that was 2017. What about 2021? Well, as you know, that was Doge. Okay, Doge. That's why it shocked everyone when Elon came in. He checked Bitcoin, not interested. He checked Ethereum, not interested. He checked DeFi, not interested. He started pumping Doge. And everyone people actually thought 4 years ago that the bull market wouldn't happen. Why? Because they believe that since Elon has wasted this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, he's starting to talk about Doge. Some people were hopeful. They believed, okay, the next thing he's going to talk about is Bitcoin. He did. He ended up buying it, right? I actually showed it to you on the chart. But Many people believed it was literally game over at that point. They thought, well, now the crypto industry is definitely never coming back. So as you know, friends, Bitcoin was like 31K here, end of January. And then Elon, he basically got into Bitcoin. Tesla buys BTC here, and then it goes up, and it was actually all over. Okay, and actually funny, Elon buys, 70 days later, Richard Hart is selling. So that's what actually kickstarted it. Okay, it was actually the Dogecoin mania, right? That was actually pretty much the big move that was seen on this chart right here. So Doge was the thing that goes up or starts rocketing. I just want to show you the appreciation of these. They were like these days here. Okay, this is, friends, this is a whopper of a day here. My gosh, Doge literally in one freaking day went up 4.5x, and then it was not done. It goes up like another, like this. Mia Khalifa buys up here, by the way. Mia Khalifa buys around here. Everyone laughs at her. Then she makes like another 10x, right? I think she actually maybe bought around here. But yeah, so that's what kickstarted it. So we're waiting for that right now. Now, something out there, if it's going to repeat again, right, it's going to do it. We just don't know what it is. Is it FartCoin? I don't know. Is it pDAI? I don't know. Is it something else out there? We don't know. Is it PEPE? I don't know what it is. Okay, something out there. However, when it moved, it was really a new paradigm. I just want to show you that because FartCoin and PEPE, they're memes. And you're really used to the tune of memes now. So am I. We know they have value, but it wouldn't really shock us. For example, like maybe it would actually, by the way. Maybe we've been here too long because I'm calling for a $100 billion meme coin at some point. I've been calling it for like, a year and a half, which is we're waiting. Something's going to hit $100 billion. I mean, Doge hit 90 billion in freaking 2021. So is PEPE being 20 billion market cap, does that shock you? It already hit 10. Nah, it doesn't shock you. You know what I mean? So it needs to be something needs to do something so ridiculous. We're like, my God, okay, now he's stupid. You know what I mean? And you might say, oh, Somi, what about FartCoin? Okay. Now remember, I love Fart on PulseChain, but this is the other Soilana new FartCoin. Just because, friends, there's a lot of like macro guys like Jim Bianco. They're actually like macro, US interest rate guys. They're actually talking about FartCoin. And it's funny, look at this. FartCoin is ripping again higher, 1.3 billion market cap. I'm looking forward to the upcoming Fed speeches discussing the need for further rate cuts to ease financial conditions. So see what I mean? So the boomers, but he's in Bitcoin and Ethereum here, Jim Bianco as well. He's a nice gentleman. Now, these guys, so you probably see him, he's kind of one of the macro guys, right? But here's the thing. Boomers, they don't get it. They don't get network effects. So they think anything in crypto, because it has no cash flow, it must go down in value. No, it's a commodity like everything else. What's the commodity? Okay, it's the book club entry. All right, that's the difference here. So a stock market 100 million market cap is different in the mind of the market participant to $100 million of an altcoin out here. See, the $100 million company, I guess you have some cash flow derived. That's what the meme of the valuation is out here. But the meme of an altcoin is just like, well, it's just like the price times it's the current trading price out here. If someone wants to sell it for too cheap or buy it for too expensive, it is what it is. It trades like a commodity. Now, here's the thing with FartCoin as well. FartCoin, I think it's like 1.3 billion, whatever it is, okay? If it got to 10, are you shocked? Nah, PEPE's 10, you know what I mean? Okay, if FartCoin got to 50 billion, are you really shocked? You're like, oh, not really, man. You're like, yeah, it's within the realm of possibility. So what number do these things have to go for us to go, oh my God? What number? I'm thinking 100 billion. That's still way off, you know what I mean? By the way, Doge didn't just peak. Doge peaked with everything else. It became the spear. Okay, so you don't wait for the altcoin to reach the peak because when that spear altcoin reaches the peak, it's over. So Doge peaked. Doge peak was the alt season peak actually from like 4 years ago. Literally May 2021. It was Dogecoin Saturday Night Live. It was literally around then. Okay, so we still haven't got to those prices today. So something's gonna start going on its way to its run. But when are these numbers really shock you and then they do another 10x? I don't know. That's why I really believe if there's a wild unicorn potential, I honestly think it's pDAI. Look, look, I know Richard Hart's style, he doesn't pump things early. He does things at the end for a lot of reasons, which I've discussed, because one, there's less vampire money, there's more sellers out, and then if you pump stuff early, then people just see that as a trading pool to go dump it for other stuff, to go gamble elsewhere, okay? And there's less FOMO at the beginning. The most FOMO is at the end. So that's a couple of reasons why he would probably do it at the end. But yeah, I think pDAI ticks a lot of those narratives. But to be honest, man, it's on PulseChain. It's so niche. That's why if it doesn't happen, I'm not surprised. But yeah, I'm just showing you like how wild card you have to be. Like this is such a unique thing. Like no one's ever seen anything like it. That's why I'm just trying to help you like understand. When Ethereum and XRP went up in 2017, no one had seen anything like them before. We had no idea. We had no idea. What are these things? What are they? What's decentralized? No one knew what decentralized properly meant. All the new people coming in. No one knew no one knew what the hell was going on. And then in 2021, yeah, we knew what they were, but then Doge went up. But no one understood what memes were. Now you understand them. Like, oh, memes. Okay, because you watch all my videos. Highest value content in crypto. Keep your back straight, please. Okay, because I've explained to you. Okay, memes are digital nations. Digital countries. Yes, the trading ticker price of these entries is like paying for a passport into a community, and the game, then it's a metaverse game. You're trying to recruit people in here, and it's digital real estate, right? So we get that now. Well, I get that now. Maybe the rest of the market hasn't figured it out yet. That's why you watch my channel, of course. You're very, very welcome, friends. So they're getting it now. By the end of this cycle, they will get it now. Okay, that's what I believe. Memes will go so far, and everything else will go so far. It'll make all these like mid-curvers, like they'll write the essays out. They'll get, okay, my friend Tommy was right. They are digital nations. But you'll probably see all these words out here, out in the crypto universe and stuff. Yeah, they are just, basically just your friend Tommy lied. They're like rewriting everything I've said for like years and years and years. Then they finally do it. But they are post-mortems. They're like in the next bear market. They're like, oh, why did these things hit $100 billion valuation? You know what I mean, friends? But if you're waiting for that essay, it's too late. Okay, you have to take the punt now. And then like expect, okay, what's the downside? I lose everything. Okay, sweet. What's the upside? 10, 20, 30, 50 times your money because people haven't figured it out yet, okay? By the way, this is the pDAI price chart. Very hard to get this price chart, right? So it's the pDAI price chart. See, it looks like, man, it's such a wild card, unique narrative, you know? What everyone else is talking about, like, oh, AI agents. Nah, man, look, friends, I'm looking at the people shilling AI agents. They're the same people shilling Solana trash meme coins. They're the same people shilling Justin Sun meme coins. You know, they're all the pumper dumpers. They're traders. They don't know bro. Like I say to them, no one can answer me this. When was the last time a robot recruited you into anything? Oh wait, when was the last time? Thank you. Okay, well, tell me how an AI agent copy pasted 450,000 times is gonna get retail excited to come and join. Oh, this AI is saying some controversial things in tweeting. Like, they're not recruiting people, man. One day they will. Probably they will. Right now they aren't. But it doesn't really matter. It's got the word AI in it. So if you're in it, I mean, good on you. Keep taking profit. Don't believe any of these grifters out here, okay? See, friends, that's the best part about memes is memes, we tell you, hey, this is a sugary lollipop. You understand if you eat too much of this, you get sick. Yeah, you got to have your vegetables, but we're meme coins. And we know eventually the candy will be eaten and a bear market comes. Like, we know that, okay? We're all bull market participants. Memes are the only crypto freaking sector that actually tell you the truth. It's shocking. It's sad as well. Like, they're the only ones who say, dude, okay, you know we're all here because we trusted someone's long-term roadmap at one point, yeah, which is like literally 99% of the crypto industry. None of them work out. They dump in the bear market. They dump all the VC unlocks. They walk away. They go change the narrative in the next cycle. Okay? Meme coins are the only... Because meme coins, it's basically like... It's all the lost souls of everyone out there. They're like, man, nothing works. But it's kind of funny. It's not nothing works, friends. It's one thing works. Her name is Bitcoin. Okay, the meme cult religion. Bitcoin was a meme cult religion. It's like memes, meme coiners have tried everything else, and they're like, oh crap, the only thing left to do is, and what they end up doing is, oh, we're just copy pasting Bitcoin, you know? But remember, Bitcoin has this product market fit advantage of the proof of work linking to the energy in the real world and stuff. But you get the point. It's about community forming on the internet. So that's where we are right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to show you the others BTC chart. We've had a bit of a reversal up because you just see things like Chainlink and XRP going up now. If this, friends, if we repeat exactly the same, this 100 days since we flipped green, we would peak out, this is crazy, exactly March 15. March 10 to March 17, which is Blood Moon Week. That's actually Blood Moon Week. Yeah, remember? There's the actual Blood Moon coming out. There's 2 Blood Moons this year. There's March and there's September, which coincidentally, friends, you watched my videos from yesterday, in 2017, which is Donald Trump's previous crypto cycle, we had 2 red months of the year, and they were also in March and September. Does that mean, are we going to get a March and September that's red this year just because they're the blood moon? Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. And hopefully we get a white swan to finish it at the end. That's what it all comes down to. So I just want to remind you out here, this is a very, very cute duck. Okay, we can't deny that, friends. And I'm going to play some laser beats for Mr. Ducky. Now, I've got this BS news, friends. Tim Apple donating $1 million to Trump fund. That's literally what the news is like. There's nothing out there. I'll tell you, this is real news. Okay, but that's where we are in the cycle. Do not think the right thing to do is to now go try to find that unicorn that's going to pump. Okay, you're not going to find it. There's literally 1 in 100 chance. Less. Okay, the right thing to do was just to believe. So if you go back in each cycle, it was just to be like, you know what? I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just holding on. That's actually how you win. Okay. Things move at different times. They peak at different times. And everything is on its own like little journey of the cycle. And what you actually find is, friends, like I just want to show you, let's go to something which had no community at all, which was EOS. Okay. Back in 2021. No community whatsoever. I want to show you what EOS did as well. Friends, EOS, this is the price chart here. Let's put on a regular. You see, friends, EOS, even though this is where Dogecoin Mania was right there. All right, let's actually put it on I know this is going to be daily. It's scary. You just have like one day to get out. But hey, you got a chance to get out. There you go. You had a day. This is EOS 2018 cycle. It actually reverted back to $14 in May 2021. Now, what actually happened was, this was Dogecoin Mania peak. So what happened was, Doge hit that critical, it went 50, 60, 70, 80 billion. It hit the top, okay, in that period of time. So actually, I'll find you the Doge price chart. And what I've done is I've now overlay it. I've overlaid Doge. So I'm just showing you, friends, look at this, look at this. So Doge peaks. You see this? Doge peaks right here, 7th of May. And then like, look at this. Goes a few days later, 1, 2, 3 days later, EOS peaks. So what's actually happened here is Doge, the ultimate spear unicorn, which no one knew was coming in 2021, okay? Once it finally stopped, and you don't know when it's going to stop, the confidence of everyone in crypto was so high, they just looked for coins that hadn't pumped yet. And they're like, and this was not just like little retailers. This is market makers, big traders, momentum players. Like everyone was like, you know what? Let's just try whack this. And this is just like, it refers to like so many coins with like any resemblance of mindshare. And that's actually how you had this pump up. Now, this wasn't an actual real pump up because what you can do is the real chart, friends, it's like, it is sad, but this is the truth, okay? The real chart is EOS BTC because this, look at this, okay? So if you go back and check it out, look, this was the EOS BTC pump. Look how disgusting that was. So EOS, all it was able to do, look at this, from this move, March 2021, all it did like a 2 or 3x. But look at this, EOS was bleeding. This is EOS BTC, right? It just bleeds against Bitcoin forever, okay? So this is the EOS BTC ratio, but you still got to see the EOS USD price still did a 50% retrace of the whole range, okay? So I just want to show you that's what the very, very, very end looks like. That's why you often hear some like whispers on Twitter when they're like everyone's like experienced traders, like we're all ready, we are prepared. Let's say something wild happens at some point this year, maybe January next year, whatever, where Bitcoin stops and that altcoin unicorn hits a big number. You never know, maybe PEPE hits like a 200 billion market cap, whatever it is. And we're ready for like Litecoin, EOS, just dead coins without a community to have their like a flush up, okay, where they just start pumping. And now, what you'd call a pump, you're not even paying attention to it because I just showed you EOS. Let's actually look at it, friends. EOS, what we'd call the pump on the US dollar. It's not actually a pump. Because, see, that's the tough part, right? You don't even notice what is actually going on here. Let's look at it right here. So this EOS price chart, look at this. In 2 days, EOS goes 2x. Here you go, 2.2x. So you're like, well, that's not even a real pump, right? You're still down heaps, yeah? But that's what everyone's looking for. Everyone's looking for, oh, we've run out of all these other coins, okay? One of them might be Ethereum Classic, as another example. One of them even might be, friends, just like open your mind. It might be like Ethereum proof of work, ETH-W. Do you remember that? This is the Ethereum proof of work, and I have it right here, $3.59. So you never know, man. Maybe at the very, very, very end, this Ethereum proof of work just does like this spike up to like $10 or something. Okay, just like when you look at it, you're like, there's no community, no one's deploying apps in there. Why the hell are you going up? Okay, but that's the end. That's the very, very end. And obviously, why isn't everybody paying attention to this? It's because usually the prices haven't gone up high enough for everyone to take profit. That's what happens, you know, because things were only up a 10x 4 years ago around that Dogecoin Saturday Night Live on average. Others was only up 10x. But the 2017 others run was 250x. Remember, as I've shown you many, many times. I'll show it to you again. Like that's why people continue to hold on. So I'll put on a log chart here once again. You see, this one was 250x. And then when this one was 10, everyone's like, well, this can't be the top. We're only up 10x. No, that was a top. And it was pretty much game over, okay? So where are we today? Well, where are we right now is, what I've done is, friends, see these two arrows? These are the two blood moons, okay? So we might find maybe this goes up to 2 or 3x, come back down, and hopefully come up here. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out, I guess. Now, after giving you that synopsis, friends, I'm going to go through something which happened today. So in the PulseChain community, ULTI Project. So I made a video here, and it's about bull market games. And I spoke about ULTI Project and stuff like here. So I'll just give you the full news. So ULTI Project, they've made an official tweet. They've said that the project failed. Okay, so let's just go through what. So you got to understand, like, basically what is actually going on here. So this was my video, friends, navigating bull market games and bonus rounds.
What's up, friends?
So notice I call it a bull market game, and these are bonus rounds. So what's going on with ULTI? And see, here's the thing. So in here, friends, I refer to basically, look, there is, look, you have to really, you got to watch my videos, man. Like, you don't have to watch that one, friends. You already know this, okay? Everything I've been telling you, you really got to understand. Why does a crypto actually go up and have value? It's not the tokenomics. It's not some sort of code, okay? It's the community. Yes, community is the asset, not the code. So if you make anything just on tech and utility, no one's going to rally around it. For example, if I, friends, literally, let's say I have literally a lollipop. I made a lollipop, okay? Or you made a hammer, or you made a squeaky chair. They're great commodities, but you're not going to get a community around them. People want something more than that. You have to generate demand, okay? Now, when you're playing a bull market game, you can get the demand generated. All you got to do is just exist in the bull market year. But let's continue and to show you. Unfortunately, what happened is, look at that tweet here as well. So, look, they've said, unfortunately, ULTI is a failed experiment. So it's been 3 days, right? The tokenomics are critically flawed, likely causing the price to decline indefinitely. We strongly advise against depositing. The deposit incentives, I said, are so strong. But basically what happened, friends, is I think code-wise, but don't focus on this. Okay, so I'm telling you, I'm trying to help you. Okay, so the reason that they're claiming that, you know, like it didn't work is their slippage was so tight. Now the price is so low, they can't actually buy up. So the thing never activates. The code never actually activates. Okay, so basically, because there's Ethereum that gets put into a pool, right, and then that is meant to go pump the price. Now, if you watch my video, I was like, there's something about me that doesn't excite me, man, because it was so slow. You know, I was like, well, it's meant to be a bull market game. When you're trying to do long-term incentives, like Richard did that. You're saying, hey, Simon, didn't Richard do long-term incentives? Yeah, but he made the cult. He's a billionaire. Okay, he can kind of like afford that. When it's just like, hey, a bunch of us, let's commit long-term, there's no legs to stand on, okay? That's why you get basically this chart like this, and you just have everyone basically abandoning, okay? Now, I guess the reason they say is it was because of the that slippage setting. They said the slippage was so low. Remember, slippage is how high you're willing to pay up or pay down, because it was so tight to protect itself against the MEV bots, because the MEV bots, they watch this pool and they go, oh, you're going to buy every like 33 minutes. So I'm going to buy, you know, 32 minutes and 59 seconds, and I'm going to sell 1 second after you buy like that to do that, okay? Unfortunately, the slippage is so tight because the price went so low, it never activates now. Now, what makes it even worse is there is literally 1,900 Ethereum sitting in the pump pool, and it's likely to remain locked forever. So that is about $7 million. That's going to be, man, if ETH is, that's going to be, if ETH is 10K, that's like almost $20 million just sitting there. It never gets activated. It literally just sits in a locked smart contract. Now, I want you to understand really the crux of what's going on here, okay? Like, look, so the founder, friends, so the founder, Steph, let's actually go through here, just because, you know, we've got a lot of new people coming in. So Steph, this is Steph's Twitter, okay? So this is Steph's Twitter out here. And this is Dr. Hexologist. Obviously, he's making fun of, obviously, this is Steph. He put a, and the Richard Hart Interpol. It's a meme about the Richard Hart Interpol, but he just put Steph out here. Gender, they, them. I just noticed that now. Oh, we love you. So there you go. Oh, Mr. Dr. Hexologist. So, yeah, just giving you some background into this. Okay, so, friends, Steph was an early HEX OG whale. I don't know when he came. I don't know the exact details. He came in, early HEX OG whale, and big player in HEX. But he eventually sold and he left. Now, he made this app called Staker app. And Staker app, basically, it was like a really good idea at the time, yeah, because Apple Store, they don't want any crypto. So they made something called Staker, which never said crypto or talked about HEX or anything out here, but it staked HEX. But it was called Staker. So like it's another way to onboard. It's like, hey, do you want to earn yield on a thing? And that's how like they're trying to onboard people through that way. Eventually, there was some issues here. Now, I forgot the exact issues. Some of you can basically chime in the comment section. There was a migration from Staker V1 to V2, and a lot of people, I think, were locked out, and they like missed their stakes. And I think there were a lot of issues. I forgot exactly what happened, but there was a big controversy there, and everyone was really, really disappointed because it started off so well, and then the product went trash. That's what many people say. For some reason, I don't know how the product went worse. How do you upgrade to V2 and it got worse? Yeah, so it's very unfortunate. And then like coupled with the HEX price going down, you can just see how it really, like, yes, if it took a turn for the worst, how everything out here is put on, you know, everything just goes down and down and down here. I think as well, friends, there's a move here. You see this move down here? I think it was actually Steph. Someone said it was actually Steph. He had like, at that time, man, it was like $10 or $20 million worth of HEX, right? Because it was like, you know, 20 million EHEX itself, 20 or 40 million. Some big liquidity provider, they basically pulled their liquidity and they dumped it down. There was a huge day here where basically there was an enormous wick down. I remember this. I think you know, Corey fans. So Corey Geary, I think he actually bought that dip. If I remember. So I remember Corey, I don't know if you spoke about this day once, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's talking about the HEX. I think there was a Steph day, the day that Steph dropped. I think this is the day, friends. It dropped from here. It dropped all the way down. I forgot exactly which day. This is the full. It might have been actually this, friends. You see this? This is like, there was actual wick down here. I think this one actually from 9 cents, it went down to like, you know, like it went down here and then it traded up there and it went down. So there are people who bought the dip here, but then obviously just came back and went nowhere. So look at this. This price is still 4 cents for EHEX. You know, that's why combined HEX is like 1.8 cents right now. So it's still down from like 2022, right? That's the 2022. That's after the 2022 bear market crash. That's not the high. That's the crash, man. So Bitcoin was around 28,000 here, I believe. 28. Yeah, this Bitcoin was around 23 to 25,000. So yeah, very unfortunate that, like, you know, Bitcoin went up 4x and HEX is down 70% from that day. But yeah, I wanted to share some history about that. So basically, let's go through. So obviously, so Steph, right, he makes his Staker app and it was great. And then obviously, like, just like, it took a turn for the worst. I'm guessing, man, I guess he didn't like maybe Richard Hart's direction or what happened. And his intention, I guess, with ULTI was to make it, he says, pure DeFi. But let's actually go through the actual, let's go read into the weeds, all right? You want to know what actually happened. So to understand what happened, you got to understand HEX, okay? Now, there is no law or book out here. It's me guessing. And if I guess wrong, whatever, I guess wrong, okay? I'm just like one guy with a peanut brain with a very, very straight posture, mind you. And of course, we've got Spoonie here. We're trying to absorb all this information and trying to read it ourselves, okay? There's no encyclopedia, so you have to interpret these in real time, okay? So with HEX, obviously, HEX launches, right? And you can go back here and check it out. HEX does the ICO equivalent, okay? It does its ICO equivalent. See this box? That's the adoption amplifier. And Richard does it. And we don't know the exact number. Rumored, after all the mingling or whatever, speculated there's about 150,000 Ethereum that gets put in, okay, net. Now, you got to remember, Ethereum was about 150 bucks at the time, okay? I think it was about 135 bucks or whatever. So that's about $20 million, okay, which is, it's pretty big, right, back then. So now there's 150,000 Ethereum. Now, Richard Hart, no one knows what happens with the money. No one's even been able to find out what happened. I guess the rumor is that somehow it makes its way to Tornado Cash. Remember, this was pre-sanction days. And it probably ends up on an exchange somewhere. We don't know. Okay, and it just sits there. So, there's 150... Remember, I'm just totally guessing. Okay, and by the way, he implied something happened with Eric Wall on his debate with Eric Wall. On this debate, Richard, in this moment, he says, what if someone collected a lot of ETH and then held it and then sold the top and then pumped the price? But he says that in here. That's where we got the idea from, okay? So remember, he's got the ETH, then he just waits, okay? He waits and waits, and there's no expectations, okay? There's no expectations. But to understand what really went on here, you can actually look at the HEX ETH ratio. You see, friend, that's why I'm actually your friend, showing you. You can actually see what happened in the HEX ETH ratio here. So you can look at this, okay? Let's actually change it to a weekly chart. So you can see, right, look at this. So HEX was actually doing nothing. It was literally going sideways. By the way, this wasn't actually up, friends. The HEX adoption amplifier was literally like right here. So I'm not joking. From day one adoption amplifier, people thought that HEX had pumped. It didn't. It dropped 98% down first, and then it went up. So it looked like it gave the illusion of gains, but it didn't. Like, if you participated in the first 5 or 10 days, you were barely up. You just got some inflation and you've been holding for a year, okay? But people just count from this bottom tick, but actually the adoption amplifier was here, okay? So this is a real price up here. So basically, it goes nowhere, literally nowhere. And look what happens right here. So in May, Richard Hart calls the top. April, May. So here he goes. April, May. Richard Hart says the top is in for crypto. Ethereum and Bitcoin top out, and then this thing starts rocketing. Okay, you literally see that. You see that? So it doesn't take a genius to figure out, friends, as well. Like, even if you if you want to add the Ethereum price chart, just so you can see right here. So you can see the red line is Ethereum's price chart. See how Ethereum right here, Ethereum literally tanks down, and then in the next 4 weeks, HEX goes up. You see that? Basically, Richard believed, okay, the bear market started now. Okay, and if you go back to his streams, he goes, yeah, the bear market started, and now it's mid-2021. But so if you look at actually what happened in that period, okay, money was raised, okay, no expectations. No one knew what was going to happen. That's why HEX was the first cycle unicorn, right? That's why I actually did big numbers, yes? So no one knew what was going to happen. They sat on the sidelines, and they just believed. They believed in Richard Hart's principles, his streaming. They believed in like his sci-fi, delay gratification, the cult. He formed the cult. Yes, early Bitcoin. So meme cult religion. HEX day one was a meme. There was no cult. It was, we're designed to do 10,000x. That was the meme. Okay. Then Richard started forming the cult. He had streaming and everything out here. Yeah. So that's actually where we are today. Now, that big pump part, remember, it coincides with the PulseChain sacrifice and PulseX. That came on later. But you understand how there was this period of money's raised, all the non-believers sell, a lot of them sell during this period of time. So we go back. This is the HEX price chart, right? So all the non-believers get out here. All of them get out here. Okay, there's a lot of people getting out. They sell like, guys sell like 20 million HEX, 10 million HEX. They just get out. They dump and dump and dump. And then finally, Ethereum has topped out, and then it's go time. Okay, now still to this day, no one's been able to actually see how the price went up. So Richard was actually very good at that. It's kind of funny, like, you guys never, like, friends, like, it's so obvious. The price topped exactly 55 cents. Like, it did exactly 10,000x, obviously. So there's some god hand that did something there, right? Now, we can actually see, why did HEX drop down so much, friends? It's because we were forced up. Okay, so basically, if you want to see HEX's real price, by the way, in the bull market, you can actually see where it was around the Dogecoin mania, which is right here. Okay, so HEX around the Dogecoin mania was about, and the PulseChain sacrifice was about 5 cents. But we went another, it's almost like Richard pumped us up an extra 10x higher than we should have been. So that's why, I mean, like, that's why, like, See, if right now, this is the thing, right? If you look at combined HEX price, right now it is today 1.6 cents, which is still crap. But if you imagine the top as being 10 cents and now at 1.6, you're like, oh, we're down 84% from the top. And then you have the PulseChain and PulseX dilution effect. So if you actually, if you added them up, which is what I've just done right now in my head, the real HEX price, if HEX was just one token, one coin, its price would be about 3 cents. 2.8 to 3 cents. 3 cents. So you got to do a lot of like mental gymnastics. You're like, okay, imagine the top wasn't 50, it was only 10. And then imagine we never launched the PulseChain and PulseX. Okay, so the top is now 10 cents for HEX, and now your price trading is 3. So like, oh, you're down 70%, okay? But unfortunately, we went higher than we should have, and then we got diluted because the product market fit wasn't there, and it happened in a bear market, etc. So after seeing that, you see how HEX basically went up. You had a community, there was money raised, no expectations, and it did come up and pump. That's what people believe is going to happen with PulseChain, right? Later on. Maybe pDAI has something to do with that. Now, with ULTI, you can compare now. Okay, with ULTI, there was Ethereum collection too. So they put ETH, but here's the thing. There's no obfuscation here. There's a pump pool. So they put ETH into a pool, and the code of the pool was that over time, it would pump the price. The problem, though, is how slow it was going to happen. Okay, so if you deposit, you get a lot of inflation bonus. I think you got like a 10x bonus, like something in a norm. The inflation was huge, okay? Inflation was big, and there's no believers. So people took the inflation, covered their initial, and got out. If you watch my friends, if you watch that ULTI video I did where I covered it, I was like, something that worries me a bit, friends, is I've seen like too many of you guys talked about taking your initial. I remember I literally said that in my previous video. I said, look, guys, I'm noticing already like too many people. I remember Rags to Riches, and everyone just said like, hey, I covered my initial. And I'm like, man, that's weird. Like already, like, look, we barely just jumped into 2025 and people are talking about covering an initial investment. Like you should, but when you see those words out there, it doesn't spark good things for demand. Now with this pump pool, right, its intention was to make people hold and believe long term. But what you've learned now is, after watching all my videos, is tokenomics alone cannot force long-term belief. People will sell, it doesn't matter what the incentive is. They'll sell to get out. You must have a community to keep them there. We learned this in 2022. People sold treasuries worth $1. They sold them for like 30 cents just to get out. They don't care. They literally don't care. They just want to get the hell out. They don't care like what the incentives and the inflation bonus. Like, dude, just get me out. Okay? That's why it's digital real estate, friends. That's why you have a patch of grass on your land here. It doesn't matter if your patch of grass is the most fertile land and there's promises to do things. If people don't want to live in that country, they're out. They'll literally sell it for whatever they can. Like imagine you're in some African country and you have this amazing patch of land. Yeah, but if there's political turmoil with the government and instability, you're like, dude, I don't care. Just literally, I will take anything for this 20 acres piece of land. I'll literally take $3,000. I don't care if it's meant to be worth $300,000. I want $3,000. I'm leaving right now. There's too much political instability. I can't do anything for 10 years while this government's lost the plot. Okay, you see how it's like a commodity at that point. Basically, it's only worth what someone's willing to pay for it, just like a stock. But it trades based off how people feel today, right? Now, technically, stocks are meant to trade like that too. But there's a thing with US stocks. There's the Ponzi commitment from everybody in America who needs to retire off it. So they have to keep diluting the purchasing power to keep a bid on them in the event of disaster. But with crypto, obviously, that's why we go up so much and we go down so much. There's no protection out here. So the bonuses aren't enough, friends. So you need a community of believers who hold the line. So the incentives and the inflation, they're not enough. Now, here's the thing. Could it come back? Now, they've hinted that, hey, ULTI V1 has now failed. Their words, they actually said, hey, ULTI V1 has now failed experiment. Very sorry, etc. What do we do now? I guess, would there be ULTI V2? And I did mention, man, these things, I'm just going to use the words, okay? Because what other word are you going to use? They're HEX clones or HEX vampires, okay? So they literally rely on HEX. They rely on the Richard Heart community to be wealthy. Some people, there's a gentleman in the comment section, he actually said, hey, Sami, if this would have never happened if PulseChain core coins were up. And I said, no, brother, you got this wrong. Okay. If PulseChain core coins were up, more people would have lost money. That's how it works. Okay. It's a psychological wealth effect. Okay. So these things rely on the community to be wealthy. Hence why I think there's higher odds Richard only pumps PulseChain at the very, very end, after Ethereum and everything is topped out, because you have the most FOMO, you have the most amount of wealth out there in the world, because Richard wants to vampire Ethereum money. We'll use the word vampire. It's not really, you can't use the word vampire for everything, but it kind of is. It's like, hey, like everyone's playing a game, okay? And it is a game of cat. It's a hot potato, okay? If you hold too long, your hand gets burnt and you miss the whole bull market, okay? And if you do it too early, then if your coin pumps up, eventually it fades off to the new network effect out there, and then people are selling your coin to go jump to something else. And so you get capped. Okay, so it really is a hot potato game. So in a nutshell, right, it felt like ULTI was a bull market only game, but the pump pull speed was pretty slow, because I'm like, look, I understood, man. I told you, like, look, man, it's a bull market. It's one of the Ponzi games. Yeah, I would like to participate in these. I already told you, like, I'm not going to have any opinion on these in a bull market. Like, people buy stupid stuff. There's no stupid. They bought JPEGs last cycle. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to think too long about these. But you got to be excited. You got to see the excitement. So that's what I was analyzing. That's why I was skeptical. I was like, man, I don't see excitement. Like, this is meant to be a short-term, supernova, explosive game in my mind. I'm like, but every time I look at the white paper stuff, barely, I'm like, oh man, there's a 6-month slow drip pump. That doesn't sound exciting to me. You see what I mean? And that's why, like, it's kind of like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, okay, you've appeared in the bull market. You can't just say, hey, we're here for the long term. Like, here's the thing. You can say that. People ain't going to believe you. Obviously, the market doesn't believe you, right? So what do you think happens next? Will ULTI V2 launch? Will you trust it? Will they go back to the drawing board? The bull market time is running out. Precious time is counting down, okay? So this PulseChain community gone through a lot of these vampire clones and things out here. So they all have to stand on their own. And yeah, you understand that, friends. Here's the thing. There's also been, I've seen like a lot of people, like the people, I know PulseChain community. That's why I love you, by the way. That's what I honestly, I love you so much. Like, you guys are coming for everyone's heads. So everyone's on the stake now. But look, man, look, when you come into a cult and you are entertaining the thought of something else, it better work, bro. It better work. That's what I'm telling you, okay? It better work. You've never seen a cult like this. Like, it better work, okay? It's just like Bitcoin community. When they introduce anything in Bitcoin community, if it's not safe and sound, oh, they come for your head. That's what you want, man. That's what you want. I like that. To me, I feel protected now because I'm holding PulseChain. I'm like, sweet. So if someone else tries to vampire, everyone out here's going to kill him if it doesn't work out perfectly. So the standard's very, very high. That's why everyone's shocked. They're like, man, you knew this, bro. Don't you watch so many videos? You know we're a cult. It better work. It better work. Like, you're coming into the eye of the beast, bro. That's why we're all like, in 3 days, like, just to see that, hey, ultimately, it's a failed experiment. You're like, come on, man. Also, friends, I'm seeing like a lot of people coming out here. Here's a post by Maddie, and there was other posters. I posted something else from Silver the Antidote. So I'm just going to show you. So TreeVon, friends, shout out to TreeVon. He posted this meme. Let's put this video out here. First reactions, man. So shout out to, this is HEX Mikey. He sold his house for HEX from the HEX movie and stuff out here. So everyone out having fun. Silver the Antidote made some posts here talking about, look, man, I've taken a big hit financially, and he talks about he's taken a reputation hit for this. What do I say? Well, look, I'll repeat it again. Okay, we know tokenomics aren't enough to keep something up. They aren't. You need something more. Now, you can see how easy memes are, by the way, because you understand them, okay? Because you believe in the meme, okay? So tokenomics aren't enough to keep something up. So if you're a bull market game and you're going to make people play this game, timing is extremely important. When you're relying on the wealth effect of PulseChain Community, primarily, since PulseChain core coins were getting dunked on and being sold, you see that, okay, there's not much entertainment. And by the way, thankfully, friends, imagine PulseChain core coins were up, dude. That could have had, you know, I'm not joking. If PulseChain core coins were up 10x, that pool would have had, I'm not joking, $100 million in there. Would have been locked forever. We wouldn't have even been able to go 10x. People would have sold it down to participate, okay? Another thing. So yes, on top of that as well, if you are trying to get the target demographic from a cult, better work, man. I'm telling you, better work. Like, okay, if it works, they'll love you. If it doesn't, you're dead. It's the highest stakes of all, right? I've got to laugh at these things. Look, honestly, what have I told you? I've told you, like, how I navigate these is, look, you're going to have people, all-in mentality people, they're going to come out and they're going to say, ha, 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 we told you it was a scam. You're an idiot if you believed. And you know what? Yeah, look, let them have their day. The thing is, though, friends, you've seen a lot of this random shit just work. And you're like, man, why wasn't I on that one? So it's random. That's what I'm telling you. It's random. How I navigate, I told you, 90% core, 10% lottery. That's it. Okay? Don't let it upset you, but also let the Hexicans get upset, man. Let PulseChain and PulseX, I love seeing them upset. I love seeing the staunch believers want to kill everyone. I'm like, yes, you're keeping it safe for everyone, dude. You're like, the village just got raided. Don't you want them to come out with the torchlights and the forks, the massive forks, and Spoonie comes along? Don't you want them to go get the tiger that came and killed one of the cubs? Your babies? You know what I mean? You want them to do that? Yes. You don't want to be like, you know, Polkadot, where everybody's just raiding the treasury, and there's like that Artazor scum 5 Twitter account, same person, bot network that's just stealing money from the treasury. Do you understand what I mean? So, in a nutshell, crypto's risky. You understand this? 90% call, 10% lottery. You understand now why? Because some things that work, they only look like they work in hindsight, man. You're like, oh, really recently went all in on that thing. But remember stuff like this. Remember events like this where you're like, oh, yeah, it was over in 3 days, man. And you're like, you see what I mean? So ultimately, we're playing the whole bull market. We're playing the whole cycle, waiting for this unicorn somewhere to appear. There will be more bull market gains throughout this year, okay? If this bull market continues, there will be. I don't know what form they're going to take. This was a DeFi narrative thing, which is like 2021. So it's DeFi cycle 2, okay? As you get to see, no, we don't have too many people out there who are as excited as DeFi is the cycle number 2 now narrative, okay? They're into new random stuff. You know, they've been buying FartCoins and memes and other stuff out here, okay? Doesn't mean that they won't have demand. Of course they will. But you just get to see that there's a different scope out here. So, friends, let me know what you think about this. There will be more games, man. That's what I'm telling you. There will be more games, and I'm going to participate, okay? For some reason, I didn't see the excitement in this one. But that's it. Like, you got to be careful with that. Because people saw HEX, and they're like, oh, why are people getting excited about this? There's no innovation here. And they missed out on the fucking 70x pump, man. You know what I mean? So you can't have this guarantee that you will be the arbiter of whether people get excited about something or not. You just don't know. However, if you limit your risk, which is your entry bullet, you can at least survive long enough to maybe get a gut feel when you think something big is brewing and bubbling up out here. But ultimately, friends, we're all in this together. And yeah, now you've seen this I guess becomes one of like, you know, the other 15 to 20, what they call the HEX clone, HEX vampires, that just goes down. Yeah, so there will be ones coming out. Now you get to see why, friends. They bought JPEGs in 2021, man. You see how left field that was? JPEGs. Still today, you're laughing about JPEGs, but they went up first. What's it going to be this cycle? It's probably not going to be a tokenomics weird incentive game. I'll tell you that one. It'll be something new and fresh that tricks everyone all over again. But, you know, you and I in this together. Like, subscribe, bell button, I'll catch you soon.